but I got this, yeah, I got this. God, itches on the brain. I got a beautiful weakness. I'm as clear as a beer on Friday. Just try me.
That's a new song from Otto's Revenge. It's called I Got This. You want to tell me a little something about that track?
That was one of the first ones that we wrote when we got back together last summer. I was coming into town, hadn't talked to these guys in 17, 18 years, and just reached out. We were just going to get together for fun and catch up, but it was just an amazing week. We just were jamming, we were having so much fun. We wrote 7 songs in 1 week. That was one of the first ones that came out of that new work. It's just been a real blast to be back together again.
Off air, we were talking a little bit about who else is in the band. Do you want to or tell the other people who are listening?
Well, of course, Kurt's doing the lead vocals, of course, and then me on guitar, and then we've got Steve Dockraden on drums, Jeff Bodeker on bass, and Dan Stevens on he does saxophone. I guess saxophone the most, and just everybody together just puts a whole new dynamic to the sound, and I can't wait for everybody to hear the new us. And the upcoming shows at FUBAR on Saturday night, and we're just really looking forward to it. It's really our first real show in 18 years, and we're just excited to get back out there and keep doing what we were doing way back when.
So are you back together?
And we're definitely back together. We all met up last summer, and things have just taken off, and we're really excited to be doing it.
That's Kurt, and
Yeah, I'm Kurt, the lead singer, and Jerry and I founded the band in 1989.
you've got a new EP?
Well, what you have is a demo of 3 of the songs. We started recording last fall. We recorded 7 new songs at Red Pill Studios here in St. Louis, and we're going in the studio this coming Friday to continue working on those, but to record the next 3 to 4 songs that are going to finish up the record.
Tell us a little bit about the Overthrow Begins.
That was a song I wrote. It's really about just taking a new attack on life, and it was one that I was working on in California. All these years that I've been away, I continued to play, although could never really get something active going, but it was more just going out to the garage after the kids were asleep and continuing to noodle around with songs. So that was one I wrote, and was able to get permission from an original filmmaker who did a documentary on Charles Bukowski back in the 70s to use that track, and they just thought it fit. And I think the song overall fits with what's happening with our comeback, how we just held on to keep working on the music even though not much was happening for 18 years, and now all of a sudden here it is, and we're having a great time.
I was laying in bed one night and I said, I'll just quit, to hell with it. Another voice in me said, don't quit. Save a tiny little ember, a spark, and never give them that spark, because as long as you have that spark, you can start the greatest fire again.
Go on with your sick bad self, sail on like a super freak. The overthrow begins.
Again, Otto's Revenge will be at FUBAR this Saturday night with a reunited show. Also on that bill, Echo Bravo, Billy and the Jets, St. John, and Farmer Jesse, and Paper Kite, so stand in line. The name of this track from The Guide to Fast Living is Burn on the Wind.
Burn On in the Wind, and that's actually an Otto's Revenge song that Jerry and I wrote back in the 90s that I redid.
Okay, so here we go. That is The Guide to Fast Living and Burn On in the Wind from an album to be released on Saturday.
Yep.
All right. Members of Otto's Revenge and The Guide to Fast Living in the studio with us right now. Thanks again for coming by, and good luck with your show on Saturday night.
Appreciate it, thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having us on.
Dust turns to dust, chronic indecision. Glory